Nowadays, with so many production houses, and that many online viewing platforms, the number of movies being released has just kept increasing and increasing. When we sit down to watch something, with so many options, we generally end up confused. Which is why, I have a list of 15 good movies to watch, which have been released recently, as in, within the last 3 months. For a change, I have ranked these movies in order of my personal preference, which may not be the same as yours. But I sure do hope this helps you narrow down on which movie you want to watch next. P.S. Please do subscribe and like our videos to help us keep making more such content. At 15 we will start our list with The Equalizer 3. The Equalizer, the third in the series of movies from the character of Robert McCall, played by the intense actor, Denzel Washington. Crime and wrong doesn't seem to miss his path of execution and righteousness ever. With a packing of brilliant action scenes, this movie gives the hint of the character aging and wanting to enjoy the sweet simples of life on a beautiful island in Italy. And as always, criminals and crime have to stumble onto him. I personally would have wanted to see him have some more hand-to-hand action scenes, but this movie still delivers in many ways. A great watch with a tub of popcorn or snacks. At number 14 we have The Killer. The Killer, premiered on November 10, 2023. A Netflix original, this is one of the staple thriller storylines from the point of view of the hitman. About a cold and calculated assassin, this movie though having a storyline that has been done numerous times, yet with the protagonist being played by Michael Fassbender and a powerful script, it makes it a movie that is worth a watch. One of the strongest points of the movie is the voice of the psyche of a cold-blooded killer. But the question, is it that easy to be a cold-blooded killer? With some good visuals and a few well-choreographed action scenes, this movie is a delight. At number 13 is Pain Hustlers. Starring Emily Blunt, Chris Evans, Catherine O'Hara and Andy Garcia, this movie is based on reality. With class action suites against big pharma companies happening around the world, it is an eye-opener and also a story about the whistleblowers in the industry. A fast-paced film with good acting, direction and edits, the story revolves around an ordinary woman struggling with raising her sick child. She strives to gain wealth and success. And she finally does it in the ladders of an industry which has businesses capitalizing on the sickness and health of the mass. Following at number 12, we have Leave the World Behind. Leave the World Behind is a gripping drama thriller which definitely should be on our list. This star-studded movie, with actors like Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke and Kevin Bacon, is a must-watch. To give a brief premise of the film, it is about a family vacation on Long Island, when the owners of the holiday home come bearing the news of absolute blackout. Things start going haywire, as the people struggle to survive alarming and strange things, and human nature is in its rawest form. At 11 we have The Creator. This is an action-adventure sci-fi film, whose story is sewn around the epic battle of man and his creation, the AI, artificial intelligence known as the Creator. Based in the future when things have already gone out of the hands of humans, in the midst of these man and machine wars, an ex-Special Forces agent, Joshua played by John David Washington, is recruited to hunt and end the Creator. An amalgamation of many sci-fi film visuals, this movie has a great look and feel. Following at number 10 is an animated film called Leo. Leo is a fun movie for kids and adults, with the voice team of Adam Sandler, Bill Burr, and Rob Schneider and others. It revolves around Leo, the lizard who has been stuck for many decades in the same school in Florida. He wants and plans to leave this school with not much time left to live. But at the same time realizes he needs to rescue his class from a horrible and mean substitute teacher. An entertaining animation, which will leave you with a smile. At number 9 we have a Korean movie called Ballerina. This is a fast-paced action thriller which has been made with beautiful cinematography. Grieving the loss of a best friend that she could not protect, a bodyguard who looks nothing like one, sets out to fulfill her dear friend's last wish of revenge. Revenge towards a villain, whose suave and charm is nothing short of devilishly attractive. With well-choreographed action scenes, and a storytelling which hooks the audience's attention, this movie offers everything you can ask for from an action thriller about revenge. Following at 8 we have A Million Miles Away. This is biopic based on the life of Jose M. Hernandez, played by Michael Pena. From the farm fields in Mexico to co-developing the first digital mammography imaging system, and then how he persevered to be a crew member on the Space Shuttle mission, STS-128. This movie is an emotional tearjerker, and with the brilliant performance of Michael Pena. A feel-good movie that is worth watching. At number 7 we have Believer 2. A sequel to the brilliant thriller of Believer, Part 1, released in 2018. This Korean movie is as gripping as the first one. Though it has a change of cast to one of the main characters, Seo Young-rak, each of the actors deliver a thrilling performance. And of course, there is the much-anticipated character of Big Knife, where the beautiful Han Hyo-joo is unrecognizable. This is one of the few sequels that really does justice to their first part, and reveals the entire sequence of events with suspense and action. I say, definitely watch this after rewatching the first part once again. Coming to number 6 we have The Burial. This movie is the story of David and Goliath, based on real events in America. The superb acting of Tommy Lee Jones, Jamie Foxx and Mamoudou Athie, playing extremely different characters, bring this true story to life for the audience. With undertones of race and discrimination, and ultimately the battle of good and bad, the honest and dishonest, beyond the color of skin, this drama is one that makes us feel good at the end of it. It gives the sense of hope in our struggles with support of undying friendships and bonds which brew out of the strangest encounters. Narrowing down at number 5 we have one of my personal favorites, Reptile. Though another suspense thriller, I would say it is one of the best in storytelling in a while. Proclaimed as one of Benicio del Toro's strongest performances, this movie is a must-watch. I was impressed with the acting of each star, especially Justin Timberlake, and a beautiful comeback of the still sensual Alicia Silverstone. This movie begins with the premise of a murder, and following the investigation of which, the clues reveal more than there is to meet the eye. This film has an old-school feel due to its showcase of slow yet gripping pace of storytelling, revealing just as much to keep the audience hooked on. Now at number 4 we have Nyad. This is a biopic based on the life of the remarkable athlete, Diana Nyad, played by Annette Bening. At the age of 60, she fulfills her lifelong dream, to swim a 110-mile open ocean course from Cuba to Florida. This spirit-lifting film is about her grit and also her relations with her best friend and coach, played by Jodie Foster, who guides and supports her in this triumph of will and dedication. With the two lead actresses, both delivering stunning performances and doing justice to this extraordinary athlete's life story, which is worth witnessing. Coming to number 3 is another biopic about a forgotten hero, Rustin. Based on the life of civil rights activist, Bayard Rustin. He was the advisor to Martin Luther King Jr. and had dedicated his life to the quest for racial equality, human rights, and worldwide democracy. Being openly gay, he faced homophobia and racial discrimination, and yet he struggled and was an integral part of the march in 1963 at Washington. Coleman Domingo in the lead, gives a stunning, award-worthy performance, bringing the audience to understand this great man's life which should be remembered and celebrated. Down to number 2, we have the latest release in our list, Napoleon. An epic historical masterpiece of Ridley Scott, this movie is a visually captivating film with stunning cinematography, costumes, and sets. Joaquin Phoenix does his best again to embody the French leader. There are certain questions about the accuracy of the historic events portrayed in the movie, but then again, history itself is only as accurate as the victor's tale. It is entertaining, and even though it is a lengthy film, it keeps the audience captivated. Finally at number 1 we have Killers of the Flower Moon. The much-anticipated movie of this year, another marvel of vision and creation by director Martin Scorsese. This movie is based on the book, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Osage Murders and the Birth of FBI. The film boasts an outstanding ensemble cast, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro delivering performances that are nothing short of captivating. Their on-screen chemistry elevates the narrative, making the characters come alive with depth and authenticity. This movie is not for everyone, but then again masterpieces are of that kind. I will not give any spoilers and hope all of you watch the marvel of cinema making that Martin Scorsese still delivers at the age of 80. Thank you for watching through a relatively long list, yet one that is short compared to the number of movies that have come out in the last 2 to 3 months. I am hoping there are movies that you could enjoy from our list, as we strive to make many more lists and gists on many more interesting topics.